Hey lovelies, welcome back to a new video. I'm just gonna talk to you guys today. We're just gonna talk, we're gonna dissect a little bit, we're gonna dive into our word. We're just gonna vibe. That's what I'm coming back with. I'm coming back like I never left, okay? Alright, so let me just start by telling you guys what the break in the hiatus even really came from. As you guys know, the last video that's on my channel is my graduation vlog and the day of vlog, and it was a bunch of excitement and a bunch of I'm so ready to dive into content, and yeah, I got my degree, feeling on top of the world. And the truth is, you guys, I really was fighting through a lot of other emotions during that time. I was very happy to graduate, extremely happy. I felt so loved, so celebrated, so supported. I was so thankful to God that He helped me, get through that moment and through those years of trial and hard work. But at the same time, I was also dealing with sadness, and I was dealing with uncertainty and anxiety and confusion. And you guys didn't know that, of course, because I only vlogged and showed you what I showed you, but there was a lot of things going on with me. And the truth is, I found myself exhausted of trying to figure it out. I didn't want to pray about it. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to plan it. I didn't want to, nothing. I was just I'm exhausted. I just made it through this, extremely difficult thing. Graduating college is not easy, you guys. I made it through, and now I still have things I'm confused about. I still have things I need to seek God for, and I'm just nothing makes sense right now. There was a lot of situations going on in my life that didn't make sense. Nothing was adding up. The math wasn't mathing, and I was just tired. I'm just gonna be real. I was tired. I didn't want to talk to God about it. I didn't want to pray about it. I didn't even know how to pray about it, where to start, where to begin, where to end. There was a lot going on with me. And so basically for these past couple months, I have felt God, am I even hearing from you? Are you even there anymore? I thought our relationship was here, but now it feels like it's here, and I'm barely holding on to what I thought we had. I'm just being real with you guys. It was hard for me to read my Bible because I felt like I couldn't hear God's voice the way that I used to. I felt like I didn't know how to pray anymore. I didn't know if I was hearing His voice for sure. I didn't know what He was telling me to do. And the biggest thing is that I did not have any content. None. And so I just told myself, from the moment I realized what this channel was really for, I was I'm not gonna just put out anything if I don't know for sure that at least I should be putting something out, or what I should be putting out, or have the motivation to put something out. I'm not gonna just throw anything together. I take this channel very seriously, and I take the platform that God gave me very seriously. So even if I'm taking a step on faith, not knowing is this the right video to post, at least I'm gonna put my all into it. And I wasn't there, you guys. I was not there. I didn't even feel like getting there. Okay, there was just so much I was dealing with. But the main emotions for me, was really, I was so anxious. I was so unsure. I was so uncertain about everything, about things that were happening in my life, what to do after graduation. Are you hearing God's voice? Are you praying right? Are you spending enough time in your word? Are you everything was just a cloud of overwhelming uncertainty, anxious thoughts for months. I had no idea what was going on. And on top of this, I was so mentally exhausted that I really just was God, I need a break, and I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna vibe, because I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what to do. And I was feeling that way for a long time, and it weighed on me pretty heavy, because above everything, I want to know that my relationship with God is solid. I want to know that He's in my corner. I want to know that He knows that I'm in His corner, and I don't want to do anything or fail to do something that will keep me in relation with God. Is so important to me. So much so to the point where sometimes I do get anxious about even just that. God, are you still with me? Am I hearing you, or am I just feeling my emotions? Am I hearing you, or am I just having really loud, cloudy thoughts? am I praying enough? Am I praying the right way? Am I praying long enough? Should I have prayed for 7 minutes instead of 5? Like, just like all these things were going on, you guys, on top of just a lot of other personal issues that I was working through and trying to make sense of. So I'm telling you guys this backstory for a reason, because it's gonna make this video make sense. Also, just to kind of explain to you guys what's been going on, and that I didn't just drop it and abandon it, not care anymore. I've really been trying to work through some things. And so, not until a few days ago did I understand what my first video back was going to be. I was doing my devotion in the morning, and I ended up reading in Matthew, you guys. So we about to dive in real quick, because you guys all know this story. You guys also know that the gospel is my like favorite place to read. I love the gospels. But I was reading in Matthew, and I'm gonna have the reference scripture on the screen, but it's basically, you know, the story of when the disciples and Jesus, they were in the boat, and there was this huge storm with these big waves. Like, I'm exaggerating to tell you guys the story, but huge waves, and the disciples were like terrified, and Jesus is asleep. Like, he literally chilling in the cut. Like, he is like, I am so unmoved, unbothered by these big old waves and these big storms that are like coming over the boat. In one version of the Bible, it explains like the waves literally look like they were like coming over the boat. Like, can you imagine? I would be shook, okay? Like, and mind you, these are disciples that like know what Jesus is capable of by this time. They know who he is. They know his healing power. They've seen him work miracles. And so it's just like, you know, why are you scared of these waves? You know, that's what we all get when we read that, and we get the lesson of like, your faith is so little. You know, why were these disciples freaking out like that, trying to wake Jesus up from his nap? He was chilling in the cut, and y'all freaking out, waking him up because you scared of some waves. Like, do you not know who's in the boat with you, right? Like, this is what we take away from that story, and it's what I've taken away from that story so many times. But I realized after reading that scripture, and a couple days later having my own personal encounter with some things, I never put that much attention or focus on what Jesus was doing in that moment. It was always the disciples. They lacked faith, and they're afraid, and they are this, and they are that. I never really paid attention to what Jesus did. First thing that he did is he was relaxed. He was so calm, to the point where they thought he was sleeping. They're like, he's asleep. He's just literally asleep in this boat while this big old crazy wild storm is happening, and he's sleeping. Like, how are you asleep? Like, wake up. Even if you weren't like, you know, shaken by it or afraid of the storm, like, at least you can open your eyes and acknowledge that there's a storm happening. Like, at least you can pay attention to us. That's what I felt like, you guys. Like, I felt like there was a storm happening in my life these past couple months, and I was just kind of like, God, can you at least open your eyes and look at me? Like, do you even see what's going on? Like, I get you may not be afraid, and I know that you can fix things, and I believe that you're like powerful, but I feel like you're sleeping on me right now. That is what I felt like. I felt like God was just chilling while I wasn't. And I'm like, why are you so calm? Do you see me? Like, do you see what's happening right now? Do you understand what's happening with me right now? I need some help, and I'm asking in every way that I know how, and I'm getting nothing. I feel nothing. It's just like, why are you asleep in my storm right now? That's what I felt like. The next thing that I noticed is that when Jesus did wake up, and like, you know, he checked the disciples. He's like, why is your faith so little? You know, why don't you believe in me? Like, I'm that dude. Did you forget? Like, how dare you, you know? And then he calms the storm. And it's like, what I used to take from that is like, oh man, like, he was mad that they didn't have faith in him. Like, he was like offended. Like, how dare you not have faith in me, you know? But this time, the other night, you guys, I kid you not, I was like explaining to you guys, I was having so many emotions about like, am I hearing God's voice? Am I really in tune the way I thought I was? Is our relationship really as solid as I thought it was? Because, you know, it's one thing to have a relationship with God when everything's all peachy and rosy, and then it's another thing to go through something and you're like, man, am I really as close to God as I thought? Like, do I really have this relationship as down as I thought? Can I really hear your voice, or did I just think I was hearing your voice? You know, like, I was feeling that very heavy. And the other night, You guys, I mean, God personally, literally personally, let me know that, hey, I know you're anxious. I know you don't know if you can hear me. I know you don't know if you can trust my voice. I know you're unsure and you're uncertain about so many things, but especially about our relationship. And he let me know that he will meet me exactly where I am and prove to me who he is in my life in the way that I need him to the point where I can never doubt that it's him. Imagine, like, I'm this girl that's anxious about knowing, God, is this you or not? And God is like, hey, I know you are. So I'm going to prove to you who I am in the way that you need me to, because I know that you're anxious about knowing if it's my voice or if it's your voice or if it's my voice or if it's your thoughts or if it's my voice and other people's thoughts. I know that. So I'm going to show you everything that I say, so that way you will know that it's me, because that's what I gotta do for you. It was like on a personal level, God was like, this is our relationship and we're in this relationship, and the same way you're getting to know me, I already know you, so I'm gonna do this relationship the way that I need to do it with you. Have you guys like ever had like multiple different friends, and you know, like you have to talk to one friend a certain way and talk to the other friend a certain way because they're two different people and they understand and communicate two different ways, and they're two different beings, and you vibe with each other on different levels in different ways. You have to have your relationship differently. That's how God feels about us, and that's how he reminded me that he feels about me. This is personal. So I know that maybe Johnny could hear my voice in his ear and know for sure and certain that it's me, but I know you might struggle with that a little bit. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you something, and then you're gonna wonder, God, is this you or is this me? And then he's gonna be like, well, if you don't see it, it's not me. If you see it, it's me. And I'm gonna do that until you learn how to trust my voice. This is really important for you guys that are new as believers, new in your relationship with God. I think we deal with some sort of pressure, or at least I have my entire life. I've dealt with this pressure, this standard of where I should be in my holiness, in my righteousness, in my walk with God. And it's like, you don't have to be anywhere. He will meet you where you are at. And what he did in that boat with the disciples is he met them where they were at. Yeah, he said like, why do you have little faith? But I don't know if he was mad about it. I don't know if he was really trying to check them. I think he was just meeting them where they were. They were afraid. They were terrified, okay? Like waves coming over a boat. They are literally in shambles in this boat. And Jesus wakes up and it's like, why is your face so little? I feel like he said that to me too. Hey, why is your face so little? You don't think that I'm a God that can talk to you the way that you need me to talk to you? You don't think that I know that you're anxious? I know your thoughts are far off, and you don't think I know what you're gonna feel when I speak something to you? You think I'm not gonna know that you don't know it's me? I know that. I'm smart enough to deal with you. I'm smart enough to have a relationship with even you. And that's what he was doing to them. Like, hey, why's your face so little? I know you're scared. Like, I know you're scared, but why's your face so little? Like, he woke up. He literally got out of his comfort to meet them where they were in their discomfort. He woke up and literally met them in their uncertainty, in their fear, in their shakenness, the same way that he did for me, you guys. I just think the message is so important that, like, it's okay to match Jesus' energy and relax. It's like when he woke up and he told them that and he calmed the storm, it's like, oh wow. Like all those big waves, everything that was scaring me is just gone, just like that. That's how I felt the other night. Like everything, the anxiety, the pressure, the uncertainty, the sadness, the confusion, the fogginess, all just like lifted off of me, just like that. Because God met me where I was. And I didn't feel like I had to go where he was. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, God, I need to get to a certain level and like a certain place in you for you to speak to me, for you to talk to me, for me to feel like you're here with me. Like, no. He's like, no. I'm doing the work. All I need you to do is have faith and chill. Like, just have faith and relax. Like, it's one thing to know who God is, but it's a whole different thing to relax in who he is. I'm relaxing in what I know. And I forgot how how to do that. This whole time, this whole hiatus from YouTube, I was not relaxed. I was the most opposite thing from relaxed, and I thought I was taking a break, but I never felt rest. I didn't get it until I realized that I actually could relax in God, and that He's gonna meet me exactly where I am, and we're gonna walk this thing together. I'm not in this by myself, not even the relationship. And it's just such a basic fundamental, like it's not pressurous thing. It's so easy. Like you could literally just be yourself and accept God, give Him the door to come into your life when you confess salvation. And the relationship, it's the most relaxing thing ever. It's like you can literally be who you are, be where you are, and God will meet you there and literally grow you in your faith, in your walk with Him. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know that I've been gone, and I know that there's like so many questions, like what has happened in your life? What have you been up to? What are you doing? And like all of that I could talk about in another video, but this video back, I just wanted you guys to know how dope God is, how real He is, how personally invested He is with every single one of you. Like, I don't care what you're struggling with, if it's fear, if it's anxiety, if it's depression, if it's guilt, if it's heartbreak, if it's regret, if it's whatever it is that has you like so heavy and so pressed and has you feeling like you don't even know what's going on in your life right now. He is still with you, and He will meet you there. You don't have to come out of that for Him to do what He needs to do in your life. You don't have to come out of that for Him to calm your storm. You know, like the disciples didn't get unafraid before He calmed the storm. They were still scared. And He met them where they were. He met me where I was. He'll meet you where you are. And I think if we uncover that secret, like that's what the devil doesn't want you. He doesn't want you to have the tea on how dope God really is. He wants you to feel all this pressure and all this responsibility and all this weight that you don't even have to carry for real. It is so easy. The yoke, you guys, the yoke is really that easy. The burden is really that light. All the time. All the time. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. It's the most comforting thing ever. I had a conversation with my mom about it the night that I realized it, and I was like in tears for like an hour because I was just so overwhelmed with the love and the level of trust that I could have in God. I can't have that in anybody else, not even the people that I love the most on this earth. I can't have the level of trust that I have with God, the level of certainty that I have with God. It was like this antibiotic that He cooked up for me. Is like, all right, drink this, no more anxiety, no more worry, no more uncertainty, relax. Okay, like match my energy. I calmed this storm, now let's go to sleep together. Let's rest up for what we have to do next. What He has for me to do next, I feel so ready for it. I feel so free. I feel so confident. I feel this light. I feel like my mom tells me, like she felt like a feather the night that God dealt with her the way that He dealt with me. That's how I feel. I feel like a feather that has no idea where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that I have God on my side, and I know He's going to meet me where I am every single time. I can count on Him. So it's like, whatever you're going to send me to do, whatever you're going to tell me to do, whatever is next for me, I'm so relaxed in that. I'm so sure. I'm so confident in that. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because hopefully hearing this, you will understand how much you can trust God, and it will allow you to let go of some of the burdens and shackles you've had on your own self, because God doesn't have you there. He don't have you there. It's not Him, it's you. It wasn't Him, it was me the whole time. And I had to go through that process. The process is necessary because it will grow your faith, right? Like, it will show you who God really is, and it'll take you to that next level. But I think for a lot of us, it's time. Like, we've learned the lesson, and now it's time for us to really learn how to trust God and relax in that trust. Don't say you're gonna trust me and then still try to figure it out on your own. What's the point of trusting me? What's the point of trusting somebody who's all-knowing, all-powerful, and everywhere at the same time if you are still gonna try and do everything yourself? What's the point? Like, You're not even enjoying how great God is and how much He loves you if you don't relax in His trust. I just wish that I could tell you guys this the way that I'm feeling it. I'm really trying my hardest. I hope I'm doing a good enough job, God, but like, I just want you guys to understand what God did for me, and I want you to understand that He can do it for you. That's my prayer, that you guys are able to experience the level of light, the level of comfort and safety and security that I feel right now, that I have never felt my entire life, but definitely hadn't felt over these past couple months. So yeah, that's where I've been. Literally just a few days ago, God pulled me out of that and made so much make sense. I mean, even in my personal life, and I'm saying this to you guys, in your personal lives, whatever you're dealing with, everything will make so much more sense when you just understand that you can trust God. He'll meet you where you're at. Doesn't matter where you're at. He will meet you there. If you have given Him access to your life, He will meet you where you are, and He will blow your mind every single time. It never gets old. I am never not amazed or stunned by how great God is. That's my little mini testimony. I love you guys so much. I just really want to say thank you for all of your messages and your DMs, checking in on me, letting me know that you were praying for me and that you were still waiting for content and that you missed me. All those things were so encouraging to me the whole time, and I feel so blessed to have been given a platform of any at all, to have access to such amazing people. You guys are great, and like I told you all the time, I never look at you like a number. I never look at you like your money that I can make. I was willing to put all of this aside if I didn't know that I was doing the right thing. I wasn't solid. I wasn't confident. I didn't have that trust, and now I do. So I'm ready. I'm ready to be back with the content. I'm ready to just do so many new things, so many fresh ideas, so much creativity has curated in my mind over these past couple months. I definitely feel out of my shell a bit more. I feel like God has really pushed the boundaries in my mind. There are really no boundaries. I'm not in a box. So if y'all see a video on this channel that y'all like, oh my gosh, she doing that? Like, yeah, I'm doing that, because there's just so many people to reach, and there's just people that I want to know how dope God is. And if it takes them watching a video of me putting outfits together, or if it takes them watching a video of me doing my makeup to be able to get to a video like this, I'm gonna do whatever it takes, because I want the world to know that God is really dope, and I want to change the narrative. I want to take the shackles off of people. I want to remove the false narratives of what people think God is, because He's so much cooler than that. I'm open for all of my gifts and talents to be used by God in whatever way He deems necessary. I'm excited for you guys to see, and I missed you so much. Like, I feel like I had never stopped talking to a camera in like last week before this revelation. I was like, how am I ever gonna talk on a camera again? Like, but I feel like I never even left. I feel fresh. I feel excited. I feel light. I feel vibrant. And I'm so happy. And I hope, my prayer is that this energy that God has given me can jump off on you through this camera, and you guys can grow in your relationships and your personal walks with God as well. Love you guys. If you made it through this whole video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning back in. Thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for being patient with me. And I will see you guys in the next video that will be very soon. I love you. Mwah.